Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Abby Massey and today we are going to go over a few things. We're going to go over just your basic face, so your foundation and then your highlight and contour. Don't mind my doggy in the background. So let's get started. Now normally I would say first things first, prime your face. Always prime your face. But it's nighttime here, and I'm going to be going to bed after this. Can you guys see him? Farmer, what are you doing? So I'm not going to do primer because I'm seriously going to get off here and take any makeup off and go to bed. So we're not going to do primer, but normally I would say always prime your face, especially if you have a long day ahead of you and you want your makeup to really apply nicely. So second is foundation. There's many different kinds of foundation. There's liquid foundations, powder foundations, cream foundations. It all depends on one, what you're looking for, and two, your skin type. So right now I have a rather dry skin just because it's it's the end of winter, but still. So I have three different kinds here, and I only see two. Oh, right here. So I have a liquid foundation, I have a stick foundation, which is kind of like a cream, and then I have a spray foundation. So today we're going to go ahead, and I think we're going to do the spray foundation. The liquid foundation and the cream foundation, they both work really well for me, and the spray foundation too, but powder foundation just isn't quite my thing just because I have such dry skin, especially right in here on top of my nose. It gets really dry. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Normally they say to spray it on your brush and then apply to your face. I just feel like I lose a lot because it's a mist, so it sprays all over, and I don't want to lose that on my brush. So I spray it right on my face. So I'm going to shake this up and then we're going to apply.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will get.
Okay, so we have our foundation on. As you can see, it gave me a really nice coverage. Not super full coverage, which isn't what I'm looking for tonight. Just a nice matte, even coverage. The stick foundation for me is personally so far the best full coverage I have found. That's my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and hop into highlight and contouring. So to highlight and contour, rule of thumb is normally when you are looking for a highlight color, you want to find something that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. And then on contour, the opposite, 1 to 2 shades lighter than, 1 to 2 shades darker than your foundation. Now, if you go more so than that, as long as you can blend it well, you always want to make sure you can blend it nice and well. So I have a stick here. One side is contour, the other side is highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and do my highlight. And I know a lot of people do this with concealer. I just prefer, with my skin as dry as it is, this works best for me personally. Okay, I'm going to use a different highlight on the rest of my face just because I don't want it to be as bright. I just want it to lighten a little. So for me personally, like my foundation compared to this color, it's like maybe 1 shade lighter, and then this is probably 3 shades lighter than my foundation. So just personal preference for me that I like to have it. Okay, so we have all of our highlight on. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out, and then we will move on to our contour.
The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door.
So here's our highlight. So What you want to do is when you're looking to highlight certain parts of your face, it's the parts of your face you're trying to brighten, you're trying to bring more attention to. So like my cheeks, I want to be a little brighter. My under eyes, I want to be a little brighter, not darker, contribute to those dark circles. My jaw, I want to become a little more pronounced, and then my chin as well, and then my top lip. What I also did was I highlighted my crease right here when I smile, so that way that line that is created when I smile isn't as pronounced, so I'm kind of blending that in more so. So now we're going to go in and contour, and now we're going to kind of create shadows, and that's when we're going to really change the way our face looks. Okay, so I'm going to do right under my cheekbone because we want to bring that in and make our cheekbones look a little more pronounced. We're going to do around our nose, make it look a little thinner. You can also do this the opposite. If you have a very thin nose, you can do this differently, and it will widen your nose. So if you have a really thin nose and you want to make it look a little wider, then this can work for you as well, just differently. And I go all the way up to my brow to go ahead and bring the whole thing in. And then I go under here so it brings the bottom of my nose up. I'm going to do a little under my lip. I'm going to go underneath my jaw. I'm going to go underneath my chin, hide any double chin area. And last but not least, I'm going to go around my forehead. Okay, so now we have all of our contour done. So now we're going to go out and blend this, again with a moist blending bud. See how you can already tell how that's blending out and creating that shadow there to bring out my cheekbones a little bit.
Enough. I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in.
Okay, we have this blended out. Now can you see the difference on how my face shape has changed dramatically? So what I normally do next is I go ahead and go over my contour with a bronzer just to deepen it a little bit, but also blend it a little bit. So I just have this little Hula Benefit thing that I got for my birthday from Ulta. And a little fluffy brush that has a hair on it. There we go. Okay, so I just pick up some product and gently blend it in here. And I just do this on my cheeks and around my forehead. I don't do this over my whole face. Oh, and my nose. I do it on my nose too. So with your forehead, you can also use this to your advantage. So say you have a really small forehead and you want to bring it out, make it a little bigger. All you do is you may not even need to contour your forehead. You just highlight to your forehead. And when you highlight it, it will bring it out a little bit, make it look a little bigger. And then if you have a very large forehead and you want to kind of minimize it a little bit, you do the opposite. You bring your contour in a little bit more. Not too much, because when you bring it in too much, it can make you look kind of dirty on your forehead. So make sure you're not going too far, but you can still do it a little bit. Sorry, my husband's yelling at our cat. If you can hear that in the background. Okay, so we have that done. Now, see how you can still see kind of a line, especially more so on my forehead? What I do now I take a fluffy brush and I go ahead and blend out a little bit more. Okay, so we have that looking a little more natural. So I'm going to go ahead and do my highlight as well and blush, just so you guys can see the difference of what that can do for your face. So to highlight, and this is different than our highlight and contour. I'm talking about like a luminizer to create that shine. So this is just a plain Wet n Wild one that I have. It's called Precious Petals. And I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and pick some up. We're going to put that all the way from like next to our eye and bring that down our cheekbone. And this is going to bring out our cheekbone a little bit more. And I'm going to go in with this one. It's called Iridescent. And we're going to tap a little bit of that on top. I just like the mixture of these two, how it looks. The Precious Petals Wet n Wild kind of gives me that dewy glow. And the other one, the Unique one, just kind of gives it that extra little pop. So see the difference in my cheekbone here compared to when I turn? There's nothing. So we've got that little bit of glow. That's what we like to see, right? I'm going to go ahead and do this cheek. I'll be right back. Okay, now that we have our luminizer on both cheeks, I'm going to throw some blush on. So we're going to use this color. It's called Seductive. Just going to throw that on the apples of my cheeks. Start out light. You don't need a lot. It's easy to go overboard, okay? It's better to add to than to get too much and look like a clown. Remember that. So we're just going to use this and blend it. All right, and then normally I do my setting powder under my eyes, but again, my skin's so dry, I haven't been doing that. So now we're going to go ahead and throw our setting spray on. Okay, so this is the final as far as base face goes. We didn't do eyebrows, and normally I do those, but we're going to skip on those today, and I will go over those in a different video. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informational, and I hope I helped you learn something new. In the meantime, I will see you guys on my next video, so stay safe, stay blessed. Toodles.
Take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every